In northwestern Africa, on the coast of the Atlantic, rests the beautiful country of Sierra Leone, blessed with an abundance of natural resources. The quest for power and greed fueled the rebel forces' pursuit of control of Sierra Leone's diamond industry, and the Sierra Leone Civil War began. In the rebels' quest, they committed horrendous abuses against the people of Sierra Leone.
The rebels who were trying to take over the country, they were cutting off children's hands, because especially children from military people, so they say, you boys and girls could never pull a trigger on us anymore.
Chris Ramsahai, founder of Atlanta International Fellowship, felt God tugging on his heart to visit Sierra Leone. Upon Chris's arrival, he was asked to preach, and while there, he met many abused and orphaned children.
I said, well, the real diamonds are the children. They are God's children.
With the help of Chris's friends and with God's providential will, SLIMS, Sierra Leone International Mission School, began as a school for orphan children. In January of 1999, rebels entered Freetown and took over SLIMS. 900 SLIMS students fled for their safety. 9 months later, as the rebels were defeated, they burned the primary school building. With help from Atlanta International Fellowship, the Minister of Education, UNICEF and others, the school and medical clinic reopened in January of 2000, and 700 students returned to SLIMS, and their education resumed under the mango trees. In 2002, the war finally ended. But the emotional and physical scars of war remain with the people of SLIMS, Freetown, and Sierra Leone.
The children today are still affected by the war. The war's been over 8 years, but yet they still live in fear.
The mission of SLIMS Longevity is strengthened by its partnerships.
It's a perfect example of the company to reach out and give part of its resources to sustainability to the next generation. And we couldn't find a better place to do it than the SLIMS organization in Sierra Leone to help the kids there.
Every Tuesday after school, have a prayer time for the school. And they're constantly lifting up not just our school, but our supporters here in the United States.
And knowing their stories, knowing that they come from nothing, that they have nothing, they have every reason to hate God, but they don't, and they still love Him and praise Him and worship Him. Just seeing that, it really inspired me.
Young Life has been started at our school back in 2008, which has grown to 7 chapters in the area.
People from miles around, when they heard that the doctors were going to come to SLIMS, would walk in from 5-10 miles away just to see the doctors at SLIMS.
These people have been blessed to receive all this help, medical, dental, educational, and now with the program of the church, with the sports.
Upward Basketball has been a big sponsor of our school, and they have done 3 trips in the past with the basketball clinics. Each time they've donated uniforms, they donated basketballs and other gifts for the children.
We now have 20 goals, some of them portable, some of them permanent, around those basketball courts. So the kids do play basketball there all the time, and it's been a great, wonderful outreach to the community.
Through several government changes, SLIMS has always maintained a good relationship with government officials in Sierra Leone. And the government appreciates the fact that SLIMS stayed in the country and continued to serve the children during the 10-year Civil War. In 2008, the government gave permission to start another school in Grafton, which currently serves over 100 students. The government is making available 16 additional acres in Mushaka for a 3rd SLIMS campus.
When you educate children, you give them the opportunity to break out of their cycle of poverty.
In 2009, SLIMS celebrated with its first senior graduating class.
Our best student in the whole country was a student in art. And he had only one hand. The other hand was cut off. He became the #1 artist in the whole graduating school in Sierra Leone.
Currently, SLIMS has over 3,000 students with 120 people on staff. Today, disease, poverty, and illiteracy are still a part of daily life. for the children of Sierra Leone. SLIMS continues to offer opportunity for hope, joy, and a future for generations to come.
We're dealing with children who needs real help, good attention, because we're bringing them from nowhere and we expect them to be somewhere when they finish. And that's our goal, that future leaders is going to come out of our school.
And to hear the stories of the brutality and to hear the stories of the just resiliency of the people today is remarkable.
This girl named Fia came up to me and said how thankful she was that we were there and that someone my age who could relate to her had come on the trip.
Not because of the economy went bad, we should drop the ball. You know, we should still invest in the kingdom of God because we're reaching poor children, especially Muslim children we are reaching for Jesus Christ.
The country itself and the school and everything, it sort of blends into the backdrop of it's the kids. It's all about the kids.